A very good evening to everyone who is present here. Most of you I know have come back after yesterday evening because magic was woven on the stage by these two lovely ladies I am sitting with on this stage, and we are back for more, ma'am. I don't know whether people want to listen to the conversation or they want to hear you singing again. So we'll have a lot of singing as well, but we also want to know your story, your musical journey, and your beautiful, musical talent, which is like a blessing to you because it is a part of a great legacy.
Oh, yes.
The legacy of your mother, Surinder Kaur ji, right? So, Dolly ji and Sunaini, such a big name. She was a pioneer in this genre.
Oh, yes.
Nightingale of Punjab.
Right.
That's what she was referred to as.
Yes.
So then you carry forward this legacy. Of course, it's a great blessing. But do you feel a sense of responsibility because you are blessed to carry this legacy forward? Do you feel that you have to do a certain, you have to do a certain amount of work to take it forward and not let it disappear?
Let me be very honest. It was a very big challenge for me to have accepted this great lady, the way she sang world over, having fans all over the world, and not just simple fans who literally worshipped her. So for me to follow that heritage, that legacy, was definitely a big challenge. In Punjabi, I would say, "ए बड़ा वड्डा पंगा सी," जो पंगा मैं बड़ी हिम्मत करके लिया. Every time I was on the stage, with Mama or without Mama, the audience would always want me to sing the way she did. And for that, I had to really work hard. मेहनत के बिना तो कोई भी success नहीं होती. But this success, which Mama had developed through years learning from her great gurus, and for me to accept it in the same way was really tough. So I took up the challenge, and everybody in my home, my children, my husband, my family, everybody encouraged me, and I got the confidence that I'll be able to do it. So here I am.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Sunaini, Ma took that challenge and has done a great job. How do you feel about carrying this legacy forward? Because you too have, followed the footsteps of your nanima, Ma, and you're making a name for yourself in this music, and you are doing your bit to, take this legacy forward. So tell us a little bit about that.
So for me, just as Ma explained, that the responsibility is so huge. And I often joke, and if I may say in Punjabi, कि शायद रब ने मेरा डील डॉल तद्दे यह जिहा बनाया है क्योंकि मेरे मोढियां ते जिम्मेवारी भी बहुत वड्डी है. So translating it, that these shoulders are meant to take that responsibility and not as a burden. I mean, there has never been a day that I have felt burdened by this phenomenal, humongous responsibility. It's just that I have enjoyed Ma singing, I have enjoyed Nanima singing, I have enjoyed Nani Masi Prakash Kaur singing, and it was just a way of life. There was no other way that I knew. My childhood loris and the songs that I would learn, and then, Nanima would teach me a song, and then I would learn all the actions as a 5-year, 6-year-old child, and the curtain for my grandfather's room would open, and there would be a presentation that I have a new song to sing, so I would go and sing that, and then there would be a whole lot of candies and chocolates which were given to me. So I was having a lot of fun. It was never a burden for me. So here I also want to say that, you know, my years of my life plus the years of the music and singing that Ma has, plus the years of music that Nani has. So I have about 140 years of music that I'm handling. So that is a huge responsibility. But never as a burden. I mean, I have enjoyed it. I don't know if had I not been a musician or a music lover or a musicologist, what would I have been, you know?
Wonderful. Wonderful. So we are talking about this legacy. We are talking about your mom, your nani. So I would like to ask you, if I asked you to close your eyes and remember your mother right now, what would be the musical memory that comes into your mind?
My mother was a special one. You all know that. But for me, she was an angel for me, because she was not just a singer who was known worldwide, but she was a great mother. She was a very hospitable lady, very warm at heart, very loving and caring, and very neat and tidy. You know? These are the few things
I'll tell you about the neat and tidy parts. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So मामा, मैं बोलूं कि उसको जैसे बोल सकते हैं ना, एक देवी का रूप. I have never seen her scolding anyone. I've never seen her shouting at anyone. She was a goddess. And the kind of music that she sang, would you believe that these days children learn music from great gurus and land up in Bollywood to get a chance there to become playback singers? But would you believe if I say that Mama got married in 1948, straight away went to Bombay and became a playback singer. She sang in 35 films, and after 5 years, she left Bombay. She said, I'm not comfortable here because I sing in the studios when my song will be released and when people will hear it and appreciate it. That is a long period between the recording and the presentation. I want an instant reaction. I want my audience right in front of me, and I want to see how I can enthrall them. She left Bombay. She came to Punjab. She sang Punjabi music because that was her origin. She loved Punjabi folk music. My dad helped her to choose songs, and Mama picked up all the great poets of Punjab to sing the literary songs, the literary beautiful lyrics that she sang. Shiv Kumar Batalvi, Professor Harbhajan Singh, Amrita Preetham, and many others who were popular at that time. And she delved into the Punjabi music, leaving Bollywood behind. You know, the craze was to promote your own culture. So that culture, to promote it to this level, was again a very tough thing. But that is what she was, a typical Punjabi woman dressed up in a salwar kameez suit, simply dressed, eating simple, living simple, thinking simple. She was no drama about her. She was a absolutely sachi suchi aurat.
Organic, as organic as it can get.
Well, I don't know. Nani has stories about her cleanliness. She might have faced few.
Oh yes, Nanima was very fastidious. You know, you wake up in the morning, you have to fix your bed. There should be no wrinkles on the chadar, and you know your cushions should be placed. I mean, they have to kind of be pointed and diamond shaped. You know, you can't just sloppily throw them around. And I mean, your bathroom has to be cleaner than your bedroom. So make sure that you know everything is spick and span. And I mean, it was a done deal. If there was anyone visiting Nanima at home, so if anyone came during the day, it was understood that they would be staying for lunch. And if they were kind of visiting during the evening, so it would just extend into a dinner and then a sit down and a mehfil and a sing-song session. So it was like a party every day. You know, somebody would be joining us for lunch, somebody would be coming over for dinner, and we would all be sitting together and singing and enjoying all of those times. So
Like the people that you're talking about is somebody like Khasab Mehdi Hasan,
yes,
Khasab Ghulam Ali, Khasab Nusrat Fateh Ali,
Khasab Salamat Ali,
Khasab Imtiaz Riaz. That kind of people were coming to visit Mama. Especially people who came from Pakistan. They would come for shows to Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta. And they said, we don't know anybody other than Surinder Kaur. And they would come and stay with us.
Baji, as they say,
they called her
badi
Baji.
बहन को बाजी. So ਅਸੀਂ
And
बाजी ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ.
They would enjoy the meals that our special cook used to cook for them on their special demand. And we used to get the privilege of sharing everything with them. And then before the mehfil, which they were going to perform at professional shows, we would have a rehearsal show at home. So it used to be a show at home every time they were coming over. We learned so many beautiful things from them.
So if I may just quickly intervene here, Mama, there was a time when you were telling me that Khasab Salamat Ali had come and you were a little girl and
Yeah.
he said ke gaati ho, and Mama said yes. So he says chalo kuch sunao. So she is, just happily running around at home.
You know
and
what
she's-
time you're talking? I was 12 years old at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Do you remember what you
She
sang?
remembers
I
that song.
remember that.
Can you hum it
Please,
for us,
please
please?
share that with us.
I feel so shy to say that I was singing, sitting in Khasab Salamat Ali's Godi. And it was a new film, and Jahan Ara, I think. And I just liked the song and I sang it for my dad. So my dad prompted me to sing. Dolly, wo ga ke sunao. I said, Dad is saying, that means I must have sung it well, Well,
Hum it for us.
आपकी नजरों ने समझा प्यार के काबिल मुझे, दिल की ये धड़कन ठहर जा, मिल गई मंजिल मुझे, आपकी नजरों ने समझा.
Wonderful. But Dolly ma'am, you had your formal music training much later, I believe. Or was it started when
Very, very truly speaking, I would listen to all gurus who came home and were teaching Mama for singing on the radio station or singing for a Doordarshan or for any HMV recording. They would prepare the songs at home, and I would be sneaking into the room and listening to whatever Mama would learn. And later on tell her, okay, this was the song that you learned. It used to surprise her, but she never told me to sing them along with her. She just wanted to put me aside and maybe come to Shoolini University to become a scholar like you all.
Yeah,
But
she wanted all her 3 daughters. So Mama is the eldest, and her 2 younger sisters, that they should either be, athletes or doctor or whatever. So Mom's been a medical student, and
Yeah, I done my pre-medical and BSc medical. Well,
how did the transition happen then from the medicine and becoming aspiring to be a doctor, and suddenly you go into formal musical training?
my dear, when you're listening to all this beautiful music right in your own home, you get to, absorb that. It is not necessary that you straight away start singing. You just get like computer. It just gets fitted into your mind. It is there, sitting there. But when you can exploit it to the level of being a professional, you have to learn the right way. Learn it from a proper guru. Guru bina gat nahi. So, bagair guru, you can't learn the depth of anything, You have to be taught that. So, I used to learn like that silently. But then my dad, who was a professor in Delhi University and a psychologist and a musicologist at the same time, and a literature professor in Khalsa College, head of department Punjabi. So Punjabi was for my mother, and the psychology was for me and my sisters. So he used all that for us. So he he saw that I had that little bit of inkling, or my aptitude was to sing also. So he got great gurus home, and they would come and teach me. I learned from Gandharva Vidyalaya classical Indian dances and classical music, Kathak, Bharatnatyam, Manipuri, everything. The rhythm and the sur. Sangeet is sur or tal. When they both unite, then it becomes music. So the sur and the tal had to be learnt. So that is how I picked up slowly. But I never got to be a professional singer because I was into my pre-medical and my medical studies. And then, luckily, or my husband is not here, so I can say that luckily or unluckily, I got married to an army officer. So I got proposed by him when I was doing my second year of BSc Medical, and got married to an army officer. And soon my priorities changed. I became a mother. I became a mother to this little girl.
Yeah, right.
My little girl, and wife of an army officer. And that was year 1970. And 71, the war had started. My husband had to leave for the border in Rajasthan. And I was left with my little daughter to take care, and my mother-in-law with me. My life took a different turn altogether. And I felt that my husband is taking care of my country, and I have to take care of this little country, which he has given me the job to look after. So my music stayed back. But my husband saw that I had that talent and I was suppressing my music. So he asked me to sing songs which I liked at home. But to be a professional singer, I must get a ustad to teach me properly. And I was blessed that I met Khan Sahib Abdul Rahman Khan, my guru. What would I say? I just love him. I loved him every moment of my life. He came into our life. He was teaching Mama, and he saw that I was also singing, so he promised to come home and teach me. And I started learning from him the right way of the Punjabi gharana, the Patiala gharana, the right kind of music that I wanted to follow. I wanted to follow Mama, but I wanted to be a little different from her. So I learned Thumri singing, I learned Sufi singing, I learned Ghazal singing, all genres of music. He taught me that Sare Gama Padha Nisa, 7 sur, 7 sur hai. And the same goes throughout the world. Music doesn't change beyond these 7 notes. These are the main notes. So you have to learn Sare Gama Padha Nisa first to become a singer. Rest is all what you want to create from within. Rest is all which comes from your heart, what you feel. The feeling comes when you know these 7 swars, because they are the ultimate swars of life, of everybody's life. When we speak, we are speaking in these swars. Sa, hey, idhar aao, sa, udhar jao, re, ga, jao, jao, jao. This is sa, re, ga. The notes are these only. But when we speak, these are all the notes that we are using. So music is all about these notes and has to be taught by your guru. Guru, guru, guru kar man mor, guru bina main nahi ho. It's a shlok from Gurbani कि गुरु के बिना मैं कुछ नहीं हूँ. गुरु ही, गुरु की गत से ही मैं हूँ. मेरी होंद गुरु से है.
How beautiful is
If
that?
I can just say, I am so glad she didn't become a doctor, because had she been a doctor, she would have just given them one alankar कि आप सारेगा रेगामा, आपका ये मेडिसिन है. हाँ, कि कोई और बीमार होता तो उनको बोलते अच्छा आप ये वाला अलंकार कर लो. Music, because her music therapy has worked on us. Anytime that we were sick, she would just sing to us. She would just, sing some rag or some melody or some lullaby to us. And that just put everything, back in order. Well, अच्छा ही
Nanu,
हुआ आप डॉक्टर नहीं बने माँ, नहीं तो आप सारे अपने पेशेंट्स को गाने ही सुना सुना के तो भेज देते घर.
ऐसी बात नहीं है नैनू, तुम भूल गए हो कुछ. I have 2 sons, younger to Nanu, Dilpreet and Amanpreet. And unfortunately, Dilpreet fell sick when he was 9 years old. And he got rheumatoid arthritis. He was put into several hospitals in Delhi, Gangaram Hospital, Army Hospital, various places, and we were trying to treat him to get him out of this problem. He got juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And he was given 16 tablets of Dispirine every day because his fever was not coming down. He would not sleep. And I won't exaggerate if I say, when I used to sing Sukhmani Saab musically, I used to sing it. Simro simar simar sukh pao, kal kalesh tan mahe mitao. I used to sing this Pehla Shlok of Sukhmani Saab and he would sleep. So that was the power of music. So
Absolutely, and we have researches going on these days. You know, there are specific rags which are supposed to bring down your blood pressure, reduce stress, and it
Yeah.
has been scientifically proven that that happens. But continuing with your learning journey, and you talked about your guru so fondly, and you talked about learning, you know, tumris, and
Yeah.
so do you remember a tumri that you can hum for us that you might have learned from your guru?
yeah, you're trying to make me go back to years, you know, you're reviving my, I would say old days. I'm an old lady now.
No, you're absolutely young.
Sunaini and my sons, were studying in Army Public School. And one day when they're coming back home, they saw my Guruji was at home and teaching me because that was the period when I used to learn. And Sunaini entered the drawing room and she was crying. So Khan Sahab said, Nanu bache, kya ho gaya? Kyun ro rahi hai? She wouldn't say anything. She would go on crying, tears and tears as kapde sare geele ho gaye. And she was very annoyed with somebody, I don't know who. She didn't tell us. But Guruji tried to, force her to tell. क्या हुआ बेटा? किसी ने गुस्सा किया, किसी ने मारा, टीचर ने गुस्सा किया, homework nahi kiya tha. Lots of questions he asked. He used to love her very much because she was 6 years old when she started learning from Guruji. And he considered Sunaini his first guru before me also.
First student.
Yeah, as a
first
student. Yeah.
Yes.
So he said, no, come here, come sit with me and tell me what happened. So she wouldn't just speak, she would just go on crying. Then he said, Naina, Naina meri, Naina, 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 Neer bahaye hai, Naina, kyun Naina, नीर बहाए मेरी नैना. He went on and on and on. This was a tumri. So she started laughing. She said, I have no reason to tell him कि मुझे क्या हुआ. But the way he sang and he teased her and he tickled her and he went on singing नैना मेरी नैना क्या हुआ नैना क्यों हुआ नैना, and Naina had to laugh. So this was the tumri. He would make tumri on anything. Tumri is single line in which you show your emotions with various characters of sur and bhav. Bhav is like you do dance, you do bhav, you move your eyes, you move your hands, you move your legs. But in singing, you have to move your throat. The feel comes from the heart and the words come from your mouth. That is tumri. So that was what he was teaching. There was no regular pattern of tumri like that. It could be different today. It would be different tomorrow, It is like that. So
how wonderful is that both your mom and you, Sunaini, had the same guru. What are your memories of learning music as a child? And do you also remember any particular like a bandish or a tumri that you want to share with us, please?
Sure. I've been very lucky that I stayed with Nanima and my grandfather, who we very fondly used to address as Darji. So in most Punjabi homes, Sardarji, Ton Darji. I'm sure many Punjabi children here would connect with that. So being at Nanima Darji's house, I had the privilege of, being around Nanima all the time. And then when Hansab used to come home and she would learn from him, so I would sit. And as was announced that the first bandish that I learned, and that was something that till today, his voice resonates in my ears. And when I came and I sang that to mom, and she was surprised. She says, "Oh my God, this is a very, technical composition and very difficult
rag.
Very difficult rag. Charukeshi rag is not usually what we sing in, Punjabi gaiki. So maybe we can sing a little bit of that, Mama, just to relive and just to
You
give
sing.
a
It was
tribute.
your first. She's
tribute.
challenging me.
No,
Because
I'm
she
not. I'm
learned-
not. I
she
dare
learned
not.
it first.
I dare. Okay, so for students, you also need to understand that for me, Ma is not just my biological mother. She's also my Guru Ma. So for me to be even sharing the same stage and to be sitting on the same stage is a privilege. And I should not be sitting here. I should be sitting niche. So that is the kind of feeling, the kind of respect that you always have for your guru. And I dare not sing in front of her all by myself. But yes, we'll
I have missed her for a long time because she was more into studying. I don't know how many degrees and diplomas she's done. I don't even know how to name them. And finally, she landed up with me after staying in America for 5 years, and then decided to come back to India and sing along with me. So I feel I'm blessed that she is carrying the family legacy with me.
So let's hear you both say that bandish for us.
Sure.
बेपरवाह नाल अखियां लायां ते आपे रोग सहेड़े बेपरवाह ने कदर ना पाई ते लगियां नू कौन नबेड़े नी मैला अखियां पछताई है नी मैला अखियां पछताई है दस की करां रब्बा मेरे हाड़ा दस की करां रब्बा नी मैला अखियां पछताई इश्क दा रोग। मैं 2 लाइनां ਇਸ ਗਾਣੇ ਦੇ ਵਰਡਸ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਜਿਸ ਉਮਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਨੇ, ਇਸ ਉਮਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਹੋ ਹੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਡੂ ਯੂ ਐਗਰੀ? ਗੱਲ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦੀ ਹੈ, ਬਟ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਧੋਖਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਦੁੱਖ ਉਦੋਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ।
ये दुखती रग पे हाथ रखा गया।
ਤੇ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਧੋਖਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬੁਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਨਾਉਣਾ।
So the Antra has the sermon which goes that
इश्क दा रोग कदे नहीं लाउणा, इश्क दा रोग कदे नहीं लाउणा, उठदियां बहंदियां हंजू बहाना, उठदियां बहंदियां हंजू बहाना।
होना ए है इश्क दी कमाई अखियां ला पछताई हाय दस की करा रब्बा मेरे हाड़ा दस की करा रब्बा.
Wow, wow, so beautiful, and yeah, lesson for the younger generation. So you've been talking about your Guruji and of course your mom and your nani. Are there any other people? Of course, you've talked about meeting all the greats
Yeah.
in your mom's house.
Yeah.
But any other people that influenced your singing or were role models for you?
As a schoolgirl, I always sang Lataji's songs because I didn't know Mama's songs. I wasn't so good in Punjabi at that time, studying in a convent school and brought up in Delhi. So the things were very different. Mama's Punjabi was the literary Punjabi and the Lok Geet. I didn't know that. But Lataji's songs, I saw movies, so I heard in that, and I used to love those melodious songs which Lataji always sang. So when in the school, my friends knew that I would sing the interval period, the recess time. I was always made to sing the latest running songs, in the whatever is happening those days. So that is how Lataji became my favorite, always, always. I mean, great singers are all there, Mohammed Rafi, Kishore Kumar, Talat Mahmood, Mom had sung with all of them in her playback days, playback singing days. But as a female, I loved Lataji. More than Asha ji, because Asha ji was the chanchal, chulbuli singing lady singer.
Yes.
And she had a different genre. But Lataji was always romantic, soft singing, bhajan, and that was my style also.
Okay.
Somehow, everyone told me, my friends and everybody told me that your voice is softer, so you can sing these songs better than the chulbuli Asha Khosla. So,
For example,
Yeah, exactly.
for example,
Let's hear
Yes.
both a Lata song and an Asha song, and we'll
Oh my
decide.
God.
Let the audience decide.
I don't know whether children would remember those olden songs which I always sang. Pardon? Oh no, difficult song. Lataji is my God. She is the greatest of singers. A Saraswati, I would say. I'll sing. यूं हसरतों के दाग मोहब्बत में धो दिए, खुद दिल से दिल की बात कही और रो दिए, यूं हसरतों के दाग.
Wow, beautiful.
घर से चले थे हम तो खुशी की तलाश में, घर से चले थे हम तो खुशी की तलाश में, खुशी की तलाश में, गम राह में खड़े थे सभी साथ हो लिए, खुद दिल से दिल की बात कही और रो दिए, यूं हसरतों के दाग.
Wow, so beautiful. Thank you. Do you remember any Asha song? The audience has to decide.
Well, I'll ask Nanu to sing that for me.
I have been a hardcore R.D. Burman and Asha Bhosle fan.
Lovely.
So just as the two sisters were different, so mom and I are absolutely opposite personalities. She's this very floral and this very Victorian kind of collector, and I mean she loves her floral printed bed sheets and all of those things. And here I am, totally abstract and follower of Picasso and doing all sorts of wild, wacky things, and I mean very, very different from the kind of thoughts in terms of these
That's why you make
genres.
a wonderul
Yes,
team. Yeah,
yes,
I think.
probably. So I'm like. चुरा लिया है तुमने जो दिल को, नजर नहीं चुराना सनम, बदल के मेरी तुम जिंदगानी, कहीं बदल ना जाना सनम.
Wow.
Thank you.
So lovely. I think between the two of you, you've covered both Lata ji, Asha ji, everyone, and it's up to the audience. I think they'd want both.
Yeah, that's what creates the variety. I mean,
Absolutely.
just as mom and my masis have grown up to Bee Gees and Beatles, I have grown up in the era of ABBA and Boney M. And all of those songs. So I mean, Dancing Queen and Mamma Mia and all of those. I mean, those are my kind of songs. So
Yeah, and
Ria, if you can sing one.
yeah. So you were telling us yesterday that you and Ria do a jazz
yes.
kind of a
Yes, if we can give Ria the mic and she sings, we enjoy jazz and
Ria, where are you?
we can't see
Come
you. All
here.
right.
Come.
Okay, go ahead. You start, and I'll just do the the Desi version of what we did for jazz.
Sure.
Okay.
So the song that I'm going to sing is "Dream a Little Dream of Me" by Ella Fitzgerald, and I hope you all like it. Stars shining bright above you, night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore trees, dream a little dream of me.
तारों की टिमटिमाती रोशनी है, धीमी सी हवा कहती है मोहब्बत है, कोयल कुहू कुहू गाए, तू ख्वाबों में मेरे आ जाए. Stars shining bright above you, night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore trees, dream a little dream of me. तू ख्वाबों में मेरे आ जाए, dream a little dream of me. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What a beautiful treat, and music in any form is lovely, I think.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
music has so many forms, and that's the beauty of music.
Thank you.
Ashoo,
Yeah.
despite all these differences that she's already told, we have one thing in common, that we love music.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
it can be any form.
Yes,
It can be any form.
Absolutely.
Because my sons make me hear the Italian, the Spanish, the I don't know what all, everything that is available these days on the computer, on the videos.
Yeah, we do the Despacito and all of that stuff also. Yeah.
The Yanni, the Andre, you
Yeah,
know, the
yeah.
symphonies and everything we
Yes.
hear.
Yes.
It's the music that we love.
So the language is common, I
Common,
think.
yes,
You can enjoy
absolutely.
any form of music.
Yes.
So talking about music and different parts of the world, I want to transport the audiences now to a part which was Punjab, but in 1947 got separated by that line that was drawn on a map, and it became Pakistan. But still, there is a bit of Punjab there and a bit of Punjab here.
Actually,
And-
more of Punjab there.
Okay. But despite that border with all its fencing, music finds a way
Yeah.
to flow from here to there and there to here.
Absolutely.
And you have had the chance to visit and perform in Pakistan.
Yes.
Before we talk about your experiences there, before we talk about what you think of the singers there and what they think about our singers here, tell us a little bit about your visit to Pakistan. How do people react? What do they say about our country? And what's the importance of music, to tie these two estranged brothers together?
Ma was born at Lahore in 1929. So she started her career at the age of 13 at Lahore Radio. And then at that age, they found that her voice was not a child star's voice, which she had gone for the audition. They chose her for the general program in which, the adults were singing. So my elder Mamu saw that talent, and he said she must learn properly from a guru. So he asked Master Anayat Hussain, a very famous guru there, who was a music director also, a composer in movies in Punjab pre-partition.
Undivided.
And Niaz Hussain Shami, do guru, one Patiala Gharana and other Sham Churasi Gharana. Both the Gharanas belong to the Punjabis. So they taught her at that age. And Mama learned from them and started performing on the radio as a permanent general artist, and there the career started. But after partition, they happened to move to India. Mama got married, went to Bombay, Delhi, and Jalandhar radio, she started singing all over again here. But that ties which she had with the people in Lahore, and the songs which she learnt there from those gurus, Dachi Walya Mod Mohar is a famous Punjabi folk song which started in Lahore. So, people were singing that because she was singing that on the radio, and it became popular. Chand kitha guzari ai raat ve, jutti kasuri peri na puri, hai rabba ve sanu turna paya, bajre da sitta, lang aja pattan chana da. So they were all connected to Lahore, and those gurus who taught her the compositions were done by them. So there was a bonding between the Punjabis of India and the Punjabis of Lahore. So whenever anybody came from there to visit as the delegations, and they always came to our house, met us, and talked about Mama's old numbers. And from our side, we were not able to go there because of the visa problems and the political hassles and all that. But in 97, my husband, me, and Sunaini, we had gone with a delegation to visit Nankana Sahib. And when we went there, it was a group of about 70 people. And we were asked to, go around, see places. And the day it was Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birthday, in November 25th, close to my mother's birthday, we were there. And then we went to the Gurdwara. It was a big gathering, like a mela over there. And all the people who were sitting there inside the Gurdwara, Kirtan was going on. But outside the Gurdwara, there were some people who were singing all Punjabi numbers, which we could easily relate to. The Sindhis of Pakistan were singing all Punjabi numbers, like Dama Dam Mast Kalandar is a Sindhi folk song, Sindhi Sufi Kalam actually.
Yeah.
So we saw that there is some kind of, unison between us and them. Their style of music, their pronunciation of Punjabi lyrics, and Baba Bulle Shah, Shah Hussain, Sultan Bahu, Sheikh Farid, We were singing those here also, but what they were singing was much deeper.
I see.
Their style of singing was more beautiful than what we were singing here.
More soulful.
Very,
Very soulful.
honestly speaking, because more of Punjab was left on that side, and most of the gurus which belonged to Lahore never could come to India. They stayed there. So one day while we were there, 7 days, it was a 7-day trip. The DC of Faisalabad invited me to a club, and he said, "You have to perform here and on request." Arif Lohar was one performer because Arif's father, Alam Lohar, was a known folk singer in India. And meeting Arif for the first time was very interesting. He performed, and then the DC asked me to sing. I said, "I'm not carrying my musicians with me. I've come here as a tourist." But he forced me to come on the stage, and Arif said, "My musicians will play with you. Don't worry." Baji. When they say Baji, it really touches you here. Okay, you are the big sister. So I sang there, and the request was कि तुसी एक दो गाने ते जरूर सुना के जाओगे. इस तरह असी जान नहीं देना. And would you believe I sang for 2.5 hours? And they wouldn't let me come down.
It was at the Chenab Club, Chenab Club at Faisalabad.
So,
and then we also performed at the Alhambra complex in Lahore.
It was an open air theatre.
Yeah.
And the famous Pirzada family were the owners of that theatre. And Samina Pirzada, and a very famous playwright and theatre person. And that day, the people who had, pushed us to be on the stage was Ghulam Ali Bhai, Shaukat Ali Bhai, Parvez Mehdi, Arif, of course, Arif Lohar, and Suraya Khanam,
Bhatti Saab, Anayat
Hussain Bhatti, all the great artists of Pakistan. And they asked me, Sunaini, to perform on the stage. And Hansraj Hans Bhai had come from Punjab along with us in that delegation. We sang there. And the first song that I and Nani decided to sing was Mama Te Tiyan Di Dosti. Because that was the first song Mama sang there in Pakistan before partition. And would you believe it was a standing ovation? For 5 minutes, the audience was clapping for us and there were tears in our eyes. And it's a memorable, episode which I can never forget.
Yeah.
So that is the bonding of Punjabiyat and the Punjabi music. The only thing is that these people in Pakistan, they are more into music because we are not the Mirasi family. Very truly speaking, rightfully speaking, that we are not Marasis, but they are Marasis. The Marasi family, bachon se, right from the child they are born, they are taught music.
Mirasi literally translates to storytellers.
They're
so storytellers from generation to generation, how the oral, journey of music and stories would travel. So,
like they sing the gathas, the Heer Ranja, the Sassi Punnu, the Soni Maiwa, the long stories, and then singing in original ragas, So we are not taught that. We don't sing all those here.
Right.
Very much, But there, it is in every home.
Wow.
Har ek koi heer ga raha hai, So it is
I'll also ask people in the audience that, do you know what a dachi is? You were listening to Nani singing Dachi Waleya, Mor Muharve. A she
you're
camel.
Right. A she camel.
Yeah. So Dachi Waleya, Mor Muharve.
It's the desert where the dachi is going. Then the girl is asking कि दाची वाले मोड़ मुहारवे कि वापस घर आ जा, मैं तेरा इंतजार कर रही हूँ. That is what. मैं तेरी सुखा मांगनी आ, तेरे सदके जानी आ, तेरे तो वारी जानी आ, पर तू एक बारी कर वापस आ जा, दाची वाले मोड़ मुहारवे.
Lovely. Yeah. So I think you sang Mama Te Tiyan yesterday, but we have not had enough. Can we just have one line of that?
Then you promise not to cry, like you did yesterday.
I was in total tears. And this one is especially for my sister there who missed your concert yesterday.
Sure.
Hanji.
I'll tell you a story of Mama Te Tiyan also.
Sure.
Well, it's a storytelling session.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
मावां ते तियां रल बैठियां नी माए कोई कर दियां गलोड़ियां मावां ते तियां रल बैठियां नी माए कोई कर दियां गलोड़ियां नी कणकां लम्मियां तियां क्यों जम्मियां नी माए मावां ते तियां दी दोस्ती नी माए कोई टुटदी ए कैरां दे नाल नी कणकां निसरियां तियां क्यों विसरियां माए मिट्टी दा बुत मैं बनानियां नी माए मिट्टी दा बुत मैं बनानियां नी माए ओदे गल लग के रोवीला मिट्टी दा बुत ना बोलदा नी माए मैं रो रो हाल गवां नी कणकां लम्मियां तियां क्यों जम्मियां नी माए नी कणकां निसरियां तियां क्यों विसरियां माए
How beautiful. I didn't cry, but still I had a lump in my throat.
Yes.
I'm missing my daughters, I'm missing my mom.
Yes. You also recall the time when you were kind of moving away from your home, and then you also look at your daughter and feel that she's also going to live her own life. You're blessing her, you're showering all your love and blessings upon her, but then again the story is that मावां ते तियां दी दोस्ती कोई टुटदी है कहरां दे नाल के कोई कहर कोई कयामत का ही दिन होगा जब माँ और बेटी की दोस्ती कभी टूट सकती है.
Right.
So this is the bond that is so strong.
We were away to England for a series of shows, and a show was organized at Southall where the Indian and the Asian society lives there all together. The Punjabis and the Asians all together, the Muslims and the Indian side. It was a big hall, about say 500 people there, and we three were sitting together. Ma was alive, Ma, me and Sunaini. And the first song on request was Mama Te Tiyan Di Dosti, because all those people who had come from their watan se aaye the, apne desh se aaye the, they were all sitting there, after somebody had come 25 years ago, somebody had come 30 years ago. So they were all sitting there together, the Punjabi society. When we started singing the song, we saw the first row, like here I'm seeing the first, row. I can see through the light that who all are sitting. Piche nahi nazar aa raha tha. The first row I saw, there were ladies, there were gentlemen, and they had tears in their eyes when we started singing the first line, Mama Te Tiyan Di Dosti. I turned around and I looked at Mom. She had tears in her eyes. I was in the middle. I looked this side. Sunaini was in tears. Looking at them, I also started crying. So we three were crying on the stage, and our audience was crying in front of us. We had to stop the show, drink water, and then restart the whole show. So that was another beautiful memory of the beauty of this song. So the ladies told us that मैं तो पंजाब तो लुधियाने तो आई हाँ, इतने साल शादी होगी मेरी, and I could not go back. I couldn't see my mother, and she's no more. Somebody had, parents with them, but somebody had left their parents behind, So all memories attached to this song has that beauty.
And we don't have too many songs, I think, which talk about the feminine perspective. I mean, you have that in Sufi songs and songs like this, but in the modern kind of, you say, the film music that we see, we don't see the feminine perspective so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming back to the thing that you mentioned yesterday, Sunaini, while you sang "Latte Di Chadar,"
Yes.
and you said something about lyrics
Yes.
and how they are being reinterpreted, used,
Yes.
and without giving it a thought.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so your opinion on that, and where do you see, I mean, this film music, the modern music, and even in Punjabi music is very popular. People dance to it.
Yes.
People hear it all the time. But what is your view on the contemporary music? So, Sunaini first, Dolly ma'am then.
So, okay, I'll take this first because this is something that I'm working on, and I'm, probably like this inspector on duty that I don't want people to misinterpret and kind of distort the lyrics and take away the actual essence of what folk music is all about. And you'll understand when I say that folk music is like the resource center, like your Yogananda library, where you go and you find books on all subjects, on all topics. So folk music of all our states, of the entire country, is like a resource center, and any music director can get up and probably just take, whatever is the permissible 8 bars of music and put it into their new song and create a new song and a new melody and make lots of money on it. But it's acceptable if they are doing a good job of it, but certainly not acceptable if they're distorting something like Latte Di Chadar Utte Saleti Rang Maiya and just turning it around to say that Latte Di Chadar Utte Honeymoon Kar Maiya. So, I mean, these are ridiculous. These are absolutely ridiculous.
Not acceptable.
Not acceptable.
Not acceptable.
So I also want to, bring this point forward that unfortunately, we don't even have people or children or students studying art and culture in terms of mass comm and journalism and, understanding these things, that it is something that we have to take on as a responsibility from the society's point of view, that when there is something like this being done, there has to be a journalist sitting somewhere who's going to be able to write about it and snub the person who's doing something wrong or take it up. So for that, you have to know yourself. You first have to have information about that certain regional music or that folk music yourself. So to understand and to learn all of that, I would really want that, at least here we can take that forward, that students of journalism understand that art and culture and poetry is something that needs to be studied and understood, and we must make it a point that if anyone is misusing that, we must bring it to the forefront so that we are able to make the change. We need to be standing in vigil for all of that, because ये लोक विरसा हम लोगों का विरसा है, अकेले मेरा नहीं है. आप just one person from Rajasthan or just one person from Haryana or one person from any other state. It's not just one person's responsibility. It is our lok virsa. So we all need to invest in it together.
It's very unfortunate that when somebody comes to take our interview, he comes and asks questions which are not related to us at all. It seems very vague. It seems very weird that the journalism is not fully taken care of. They must know who they're going to interview and what is the background.
Absolutely.
So you people are learning journalism here, so you better be careful, my dear.
Yeah, you have to research the topic that you're talking.
Anything. Not that it's only me or anybody you are interviewing. Anybody. You are interviewing a politician and asking about the music. It's not done.
So on that note, I think we'll call it an evening. But before we all proceed for dinner, we'd like to felicitate our special guests here, our two sweet, beautiful, lovely people and musicians and singers who have, kind of transported us to a magical, magical world in the past 2 days. We would love to have you back very, very soon. And Dolly ma'am, आप अभी decide कर लो. You said yesterday you want to stay. We already have the place ready. We would love you to be.
My husband said, please ask them, the owners of Shoolini, are they selling that?
She likes the apartment, so she's kind of wanting to have a place that she can keep coming back to. So I think she's going to be, you're going to see a lot more of her.
Absolutely, we would love that.
I love the pines, I love the air, I love the beautiful surroundings. It's simply beautiful. And I love the kids roaming around all over us, in the roads, in the lanes, and in the hostels. It's a pleasure to watch you all. A big God bless to all of you.
Thank you so much. And let's all give a big round of applause to both these lovely people. Thank you so much for being a lovely audience. And thank you so much, Dolly ma'am.